business or personal brand? As a entrepreneur, right? If you're watching this, you may be a marketer, you may have a small business, a local business. Personal brand is a lot easier when you're first starting out because it takes a while. Like if a brand takes a long time and it takes a lot of money to build a brand, a business brand. Personal brand is something that you can build like immediately. I won't say immediately, but you can start publishing, doing lives, posting on social media. There are many factors to consider when you make a decision whether to do personal brand or business brand, right? So a couple of things to think about is, do you have multiple businesses, right? Do you anticipate that you will switch your business in the future, right? And the reason, because if you do that, it's better that you build a personal brand because then you can always pivot in the future, right? Do you want your face associated with that business, right? And the reason why I ask that is that if you anticipate selling your business in the future, then maybe you don't want your face in that business. Like, for example, I'm building a SaaS business currently at the moment, and I don't want my face in there because ultimately it's an asset that I potentially may want to sell in the future. And so I'm trying to build this SaaS business faceless. Are there any restrictions when it comes to building your personal or business brand, right? So, for example, when I was talking to my good friend yesterday about, he wants to potentially um, monetize his knowledge that he's had for, well over 20 plus years. And, are there any restrictions when it comes to utilizing or, talking about his knowledge, right? Are there any restrictions when it comes to his current employment? Right. So I'm going to go over two scenarios, and the reason where I come up with these topics about whether to use personal and business brand is just because of these two current customers, clients that I'm working with. And the first one is his name is Ben Jonas. I'm showing you his LinkedIn profile, right? And so he is a man of many facets, just like me, right? So currently he works with a Templeview Capital. Previously, he worked as a mortgage broker, and he does investing. He not only buys and rehabs, but he also buys and holds, and also wholesales properties as well. The discussion came about because he's so busy that he does not have the time to scale, right? In order to scale his business, so he's running around crazy. And so we're helping him to not only document or create processes for his business so that he can hire and scale his business, but one of the fundamental things of building a business is creating systems, is building an email list, and also having a CRM. And he doesn't have that. The reasons why I came about this topic of personal and business brand is because he has a company, and that's initially what I thought was we were going to utilize his company, which is his construction or capital. He has this overall company that he operates, which um, but when if we decide to use his business brand and he sends out an email, he didn't want to confuse his customers or clients because his main business that he's working on is his hard money lending, which is Templeview. That's not his company, but he's actually call it a sales associate, I guess you would consider it. So he didn't want that confusion, and so I made a suggestion to him to use his personal brand and get a domain under his personal name and utilize that, so that way that when he sends out emails or when he sends out communications, they will know him as Ben Jonas, so that he can always do business in all of those various companies. And so that was a decision that he liked, that decision, or he liked that option. And so we're going to move forward with that and building a foundation for his personal brand. A recent customer of ours they signed up with our platform Pro 360 is Caladad Girls. Now, Caladat Grill is a company. I think the owner, the co-owner name is Sherry, and basically they have two companies, but Caladat Grill in itself is a local business, and there's no reason for her to build a personal brand. It's very straightforward. Where it's a local business. They want to build Caladat Grills, and even if they create a YouTube channel on Caladat Grills, it has the potential to they can potentially become a nationwide business because currently, right now, they're only shipping out locally within their region. But I could see in the foreseeable future for them to possibly open it up where they can potentially grow and become a nationwide. To wrap it up, I just want to talk about the various platforms that when you're building, whether you're building personal brand, right? Personal business brand. So building a personal brand on Instagram is probably a better route to go because just if you think of Instagram, I'm an old timer, right? So typically when I look at people, I would you know rely on a person's you know uh, whether advice, guidance, or things like that. But it's not to say that companies can't build; they should build. But it's easier to build a personal brand and grow a personal brand on Instagram, YouTube as well, because YouTube is videos, right? So you're more likely to subscribe to a person talking. You can build a business brand. I mean, there are like motivational YouTube channels that get millions of like many subscribers, but really to monetize, a person that's building a company and trying to make sales off of YouTube, you're better off building a personal brand because you're not going there to grow subscribers unless you're becoming a creator, right? But a person that's going there, whether you're a coach or a local business, you're building um, a YouTube channel trying to get sales, right? And so it's easier to build a personal brand on that. Not to say, uh, like for example, if I say to for Caladat Girls, Sherry and her husband, they would most likely be on those videos, but they will stick with probably Caladat Girl as the channel, right? Just a side note, it's very difficult to build two channels or two multi-channels unless you have a team. LinkedIn is probably where, if you're a real estate agent, right, you're better off building just a personal account. On LinkedIn, there is a way for you to create like company pages. um, I would reserve those names. So, for example, if Sherry, for Sherry, she would build a company page on her off of her profile. But if she were to promote Caladat Grills, I would have her promote on her personal page because you have more reach using a LinkedIn personal profile rather than a company page. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And I will see you next week. Okay, bye now.